Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be rating subscribers' builds, but we're doing a realistic edition. I've always been a low poly builder, but I've been kind of dabbling in the dark side, dare I say, and I'm pretty excited to get inspired. Looks like first things first, they used the nature pack from Roblox, which I also do when I'm making realistic stuff. And this is just, it's really nice. I will say it's sort of a trick of the trade, if you will. Dark scenes are way more easy to pull off than bright ones. That's because you can hide a lot of maybe the Z fighting or the bad texturing or stuff like this. That's why whenever I do realistic, I usually go towards the post-apocalyptic stuff. Turn the lights down and people can't really see the details too well. However, overall, this looks pretty good. One example of the lights, like what is this thing over here? It's like a vine, but it's a square vine. So it wouldn't really fit if the lights were on. However, overall, this looks really good. And out of 10, I would have to give it an 8. Up next, oh my gosh, this is a whole slew of screenshots, okay? The first one, worst one, okay? Not because the build is bad, but just the composition of the screenshot doesn't really let us see too much. This one, however, bro, how long does this take? This is insane. If I first glanced at this, I wouldn't even think it's Roblox until I look at the floor. Like, for some reason, everything looks so crazy and super, like, amazing, right? And then the floor just... Hey, welcome back to Roblox. I don't know why, but the floor sticks out like a sore thumb to me. Since these are all from the same person, we're gonna try to do an overall rating. These are really nice as well. I bet that takes forever to do the decoration. Or you're using the, there's a method in Blender to do this in like 2 seconds, and it looks like that's what you did here with the fat decimate modifier. But overall, it still looks crazy good. And then this one, once again, it looks pretty good. All over this is my favorite screenshot. This looks actually crazy. I would love to see it in game. And if you just submitted this one, I would probably give a 9.5. It's pretty crazy. But overall, with all of these screenshots, I'm still going with an 8. This is just, bro, this is nutty. Maybe it's because it's got a lot of gold. Gold's my favorite color, I can't lie. Maybe it's the gold speaking to me, but it just looks really good. Bro. Okay, so this is in Blender, obviously. I say obviously, and then I'm probably wrong, and someone in the comments is gonna be like, bro, you're so dumb, da da da. Anyways, I'm pretty sure this is in Blender. It looks really good. I like how you can kind of see inside the office buildings. We were thinking about doing something like this for the dream game, but I'm super concerned with the possibility of lag issues, right? And there's a lot of different ways to make buildings, but I still haven't found the exact best way for Roblox games. So we're trying to just keep the part count down as low as possible. Anyways, this looks really good, except for the grass up here once again, man. Why is the ground the hard thing? If you could do these trees, I'm sure you could have used a little particle system in Blender, put some little grass up there. It would have looked pretty cool. But then again, would there be real grass on the roof of a building? I don't know. I'm gonna give this one I'm gonna go a 7. I'm gonna go 7. It probably could get an 8, but I'm feeling a little stingy with the big numbers. Aha, back to the post-apocalyptic sort of vibe. It always looks so good, guys. You can't really mess up when you're making the map super dark. This does seem a little bit on the simple side, but it does get the point across, especially without zooming in on the screenshots. This looks like... When I finished the beach on the dream game, everyone was like, dude, the beach is so empty. But it's like a beach is empty until there's people on it. Like, I was about to do the same thing to you. It's kind of empty, but it's literally the beach, man. I would say overall, this looks pretty good. A little bit on the simple side, but perfect for what Roblox is and what Roblox can handle. I'm gonna have to slap a 7 on it, man. Oh man, realism, apocalyptic. Guys, like I said, I am surprised they did a little apocalyptic scene without really scuffing the lighting, which is cool. It kind of gives a weird vibe, like hey, the apocalypse just happened, but the sun came back out, so we can be hopeful. And I kind of like that. I don't know if overall it really fits, but it does just seem like, I don't know, a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. I gotta be honest, something about it's making me happy. And I guess if you could feel any emotion looking at a picture, it's gotta be a pretty decent build. I definitely do like it better than the last one. I feel like some people would get a little bit thrown off by the bright lighting and the post-apocalyptic thing, but for some reason, it's really fitting my fancy. I'm going with a 9 on here. I got to. Oh, snap. Back to the darkness. Abandoned insane asylum. Yo, just the amount of small assets already, like these little bottles, buckets, bricks, etc. The small stuff is really what's gonna send this just very, very nicely. This is weird. Why do these seem so bright? Red is such a hard color to make work in apocalyptic stuff, man. I will say everything looks pretty good, dirty, and just gross, which is a good thing in an abandoned mental asylum. I'm gonna go with a 9.5 out of 10. Bro, this is like what I want the city to be in the dream game. Now, of course, these don't really seem too much like Chicago, so our style would be a little more grungy, but they look really good, especially in a Roblox game. But I do see what is possibly a lot of parts, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 under just one window. That's a bit insane, unless it's a texture. I take it back. Overall, I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. Bro, what do you like? Do you just like look at life and say, hey, let's make a massive castle? I'm gonna be honest, it looks really cool at first glance, but the brown for the door and these window frames right here, oh, it stuck out like a sore thumb. I feel like those should pretty much match the roof, but that's just sort of a personal flavor, if you will. This is big, and I think that's what the shock value is. But overall with the build, there's just a couple things I can't get behind, man. The window's taller at the bottom than the top. Seems kind of strange to me. The brown doors, I like how big it feels in the middle, but then it gets to like weirdly empty. Still a really good build, so I'm gonna go with a 7. I feel like that's a cheat number, but it's not quite an 8 and it's not a 6, so gonna have to be there. What do we got next? This little robot guy with some pretty realistic textures. I would love if it was a little more reflective. I think that would be cool, but it does seem like it's a bit of a older, gringy robot. So I'd say overall, looks pretty good. Let's go with a 9. Once again, red is such a hard color to make work in real builds. I think because people go a little too bright. If you go more towards the crimson side, it usually looks a little bit better. But the amount of detail here is immaculate. Like, look at just the front. Is there a different picture? Oh, man. That's beautiful, bro. And probably a ton of parts, I gotta be honest, but it does look really good. I think I'm gonna have to slap the 10 on it, man. It's looking nice. Right here, we have a realistic environment with only free models challenge. It sounds like my type of vibe. This, just by looking at the smaller screenshots, this is already the best one, okay? I gotta be honest, the composition is great. You have a slightly off-centered waterfall, but it's balanced out by this big mountain part of the skybox. Like, just the composition of everything looks fantastic right there. This seems a little too bare to me. This seems a little too broad. And this, I mean, just in comparison is a bit empty. But this screenshot, this is what we're judging it off of. I'm going with a 9, man. I really do like it. Okay. I feel like I've got to be a little bit honest, okay? And not to hurt any feelings, but I feel like when new Roblox devs here make me a realistic map, this is what they do. To me, it looks like they clicked generate on the terrain and then used brush tool for the trees and said, hey, that's pretty good. It doesn't really do it for me. Now, I'm not trying to hate at all. But for me and my personal opinions, this gotta be like a 4. It looks big too, so if you did put more work in than I'm thinking, we'll bump it up a little bit, but I think it's gotta be a 4 for me. Why is there just grass right here, but none in the... Oh, I don't know. It's not juicing my jives. This guitar, however, dang, bro. A 10. It's a 10. What would I change about that? 10 out of 10, man. That one is juicing my jives. Oh my god. Is this even Roblox anymore? Are we? Little build I'm working on. Is it Roblox or Blender? I think it's actually Roblox. 10 out of 10. Okay. I passed out another one. It's a 10 out of 10. Good job. Oh, what do we got going on here, man? See, this looks like it'd be a good build. I gotta be honest, but our composition is so buns. I gots to be real. This is my favorite screenshot. Just because the cones stick out a little bit. Also, those are some very, very nice cones. I might need to retexture mine. But look at this. Back there's a whole big city, and I would love to see that. I'm sure the score would be great. But what are these, like, whack compositions for the photos? I don't know, man. I feel like you would get a 9 or a 10 if it was just a little bit better composition, bro. I gotta be honest. It looks like you know what you're doing. I can't lie. But you didn't show us what you're doing. I'm gonna go with an 8 because the assets look good, and it would have been way higher if I could see that city, man. Or way lower. Maybe the builds suck. We don't know, but I doubt it. Yo, what do we got going on here? It's a little bit of everything. Okay. I'm gonna speed run these. 9 out of 10. I like that a lot. This is the same picture, same score. It looks really good. It looks really good, but it's like, the style of it to me, it's not my cup of tea, but it's just too dark and foggy for me. But for the game type, I bet it fits really good. The build looks great. I'm gonna put this one at a personal 7, not because of the build, but just because of my opinion on the style. Oh, it looks like the other ones. See, like the builds look very high. Dang, bud. Hey, bro, are you good? Okay, I get it. I get it. They'll drop a like, I promise. All right, cool. The builds look really good. Just the darkness, and I know that it is for this this game that they're building, but it just doesn't fit my fancies, I guess I should say. But if we're judging it build wise, I'm just gonna go 8 across the board. And it looks like our last picture here, I was building a horror game in Unity a few months ago. Oh, this is Unity. Hold on. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna say. All right, and I'm sorry in advance for this guy, okay? If I saw this, I would just assume it's Roblox already, okay? It doesn't, like if someone says they're working on a platform outside of Roblox, like Unity or something like this, I automatically assume the quality is gonna be so much greater. And it just, if I knew it was Roblox, I would be less harsh, okay? But since I know it's Unity, I gotta be honest, man, I'm going for like a 4. Very blocky. It seems like we're relying on lighting and lighting effects more than the actual build. It's just not for me. But hey, that's rating our subscribers' builds with the realistic edition. Let's go ahead and rate 2 of these questions. Rating question, not at all what we're doing. Question number 1, will the dream game have an open sewer system that would be designed for motorcycles to explore or to go through and explore? The answer is yes and no and no and yes. We just talked about this on the stream yesterday. Some sort of underground thing. I think we're going to do a very awesome tunnel system. It won't really feel like sewers, but I would love to sort of veer off on one of those with a little bit of a sewer Easter egg that you could go and explore in the game. Maybe the black market guy will be down there. Oh, Dream Game leaks, just saying. Yes, there will be something, but it might not be super vast. Up next, will the game have live events and story just for fun, or just for the fun of it, like Jailbreak? Yes. I don't exactly know how all of that works, but I do plan on having some NPCs around the map with their backstories and a little bit of story kind of worked in with the game. For live events, the idea is yes, but will we be able to execute that? I cannot make any promises just yet. That is gonna wrap up today's video. If you did enjoy and want some more content like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.